inspires us, whatever it would be the situation, never give up. Yesterday I was thinking that what was the incident that made me laugh out loud. So it took to me my college days, where we all friends were sitting together and were discussing. No, we were not discussing about the girls. We were discussing after the college what we are going to do. So one of my friends, he said, I learned Spanish. Then other friend said, I'm sure that you won't able to learn it. He was so confident. Then this friend said, how? How you can say it? He said, okay, tell me one thing. In this 4 year, have you able to learn any language? No. What language? C? No. Have you ever able to learn C++? No. Java? No. Would you be able to learn Spanish? No. So here I proved. So it's time to the fourth speech. The fourth speech, it is delivered by the two speakers. They are doing their ACB manual 2 and 3. The Toastmaster Thomas is doing ACB manual 3, and Toastmaster Dilip is doing ACB 2. When I asked Toastmaster Thomas that what do you think about the theme of the day, he said, laughing out loud cures a swollen head. And Dilip said, whenever he fails in exam, he laughs out loud because it is a supplementary for him. So before calling them on the stage, I would like to call distinguished Toastmaster Sundar Raman to please read the objective of this speech.
Thank you, everybody. Toastmasters and guests, today Toastmaster Sai Dilip is doing project number 2 from the Communicating on Video manual. The theme of his project is the interview show. His objectives for this project would be to understand the dynamics of an interview or talk show, to prepare for the questions that may be asked of him during an interview program, to present a positive image on the camera, to appear as a guest on a simulated video talk show. And the other Toastmaster Thomas is doing the project number 3 from the same manual. He is going to play the role of the host. His objectives would be to conduct a successful interview, to understand the dynamics of a successful interview or a talk show, to prepare questions to ask during the interview program, to present a positive, confident image on camera. Time for this combined project would be 5 to 7 minutes. Let's see this double dhamal show.
The topic is weekly program Medley TV Youth Icon. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Thomas to the stage.
Good evening and a warm welcome to this week's edition of the Youth Icon. Every year, a large number of young Indians, after spending years in colleges, after spending billions of rupees of their parents, launch new careers. They come into the new jobs full of hopes and dreams. Often, these dreams get shattered by the reality of the real world. At the same time, employers often question the employability of even well-qualified students. Today, we will do a reality check of this transition from student to employee in a face-to-face with my guest for the day, Mr. Sai Dilip. He has just joined a company in Chennai called Freshdesk. as a business development executive. Welcome, Sai. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
To start, for the benefit of our viewers, could you tell us, everything else remaining the same, what would make a difference for someone who is an aspirant for a job in a campus?
Perfect. That's a very good start for the interview show. We have been there, so if you walk back a year, so it was during my placement time. For the benefit of the audience, I was studying my BTech, electrical and electronic engineering. I don't know any idea. I don't have any idea about a diode also. Where many people were there. Sounds for you and just pointing out. So that was a very tough situation to go through the interviews without knowing nothing about what you are doing for the past 4 years. So, but there were many challenges which I faced during the interview. To put that in perspective, the first challenge which I faced during the interview and the first lesson which I learned was the single paper. The single paper which is called resume, CV, matters a lot. So it's not what you do in the past 4 years matters a lot, it's how you project into the interviewer. For example, it's not what I have done in the past matters, but how well I perform in this interview with you matters a lot to the audience who are watching. It was the same situation back then. So I used to go to interviews with a single paper. But even though I didn't know any single lesson about diode, but I was very sure what was written on the paper. If you asked me any question on the paper, I would answer at the point, at the dot, without any doubt on it. That's something which I learned, the first one. The second thing which I learned was the thinking that you are not right guy for the job. Over a period of time, I started attending interviews, I started writing examinations, I was rejected. But I used to feel that I was not right guy for any job. That's something which came to my mind at a subconscious level. But after a point of time, I realized that this is something which should not be there in subconscious mind. So that's where I learned you should never feel that you're not right guy for any particular job. That helped me, that feeling which I removed from my subconscious mind helped me to be successful in the interview. The third thing which I developed from the club which I used to go in the weekends with those masters was the feedback loop which you develop over the interviews. That's something which I had learned a lot. So after the first interview, I used to write down I used to ask the interviewer, what's something which went wrong with me? Why are you rejecting me? I did it over the interviews, and I learned all the lessons, and I made a sheet, and I was eventually successful in that. That's something.
Brilliant. I can move on to the next part.
Okay.
What are the kind of adjustments that are required in managing this transition from student to an employee, especially the attitudinal and behavioral changes that will help manage?
This is something very funny because, so even before we go ahead and answer the question, I would just want to set the context for the audience because I know there will be students would be categorized into two parts. The first category who were nerds, who used to go to college every day, wake up at 9 o'clock, go to college, read, take the notes and come back. And the second category, that's me, who never used to go to college, who used to bunk a lot, and who used to chill with friends. That's the category which I was in. So, but if you are in a category where I was in, trust me, it would be very difficult for you to wake up in the morning, go to the office, and come back in the evening and do your work, wash your clothes, keep your home clean, and go back to the office. You'll be pushed to get into a rough, very regular cycle, which is very difficult for you to adjust. Just the first lesson which I had learned, which was very difficult for me to adjust with respect to attitude and with respect to the behavior. So I had to change my behavior, I had to change my attitude with respect to that. And the second thing which was very tough for me over the job was learning something which is phenomenal in a little time. So what they put you through is, they put you through a training for 15 days or 10 days or 30 days so that you get into the production or you hit the floor so that you make some revenue for the company. That's the eventual goal for them. That's the eventual aim of the company, right? If I'm right. So I was able to, I needed some time to get to the point where I had to learn, I had to undergo phenomenal learning in a little amount of time. Those are the two adjustments with respect to attitude and behavior which I had to do.
Wonderful. The last question I have for you is, emanating from the second question, what are the expectations of the employers that the students often fail to meet? And what can be done by either side?
Okay, this is some question which I'm going through right now also. So let me answer this for the sake of the audience. So the first point which I would like to bring it to a single point. So the first and the foremost thing which I had was the gap between the educational system where we are in and the gap between the field or the experience which we had to show. Because that was a very passive style of learning education. We used to learn about the diodes which are not used. Now we used to learn about the hello world which doesn't even matter in the programming world which we are in, and we used to learn a language, or we used to write something which is not even implemented in the industrial field. Those are the two major lags which I felt that you need to move to an education system where the learning is based on projects, but not on the rigid education system which is happening now. That's something which I wanted to put forth to the viewers, to the audience who are developing the education system also. Please make a note of this. This is my personal experience. If this is my experience, the major chunk of the students would have also felt the same. This is some advice which I would give. That's it.
Brilliant. I think I must thank you on behalf of the audience. I'm sure the audience would have gained hugely from your candor. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
And as for the audience, meet you all next week, same time. Bye.